What's up, folks? I decided to make this video about how to farm glimmer gear and helium filaments on the moon. So the way farming this area works is that there are these rooms that are repeating throughout the map, and that's the main place that you're going to be finding these chests. So there's one that can spawn up here, there's one that can spawn in this corner, there's one that can spawn against that wall, and next to that little box, and also behind this box it can spawn, and right around the corner, and there are a few other places it can spawn too. And there are caves where it can spawn, and recognize that these caves are actually mirrored either one way or another, so it's the same geometry, but depending on where it is in the map it can be mirrored one way or the other. So there are several places where it can spawn in these caves. And the most annoying place for it to spawn is back in this corner. But rather than having to walk all the way around the rock, you can just jump up and see if it'll be in that corner, and then you can pick it up. But basically we're making a big loop in this area of the moon, and just going wherever boxes might spawn. So there is this one place where I did not get footage of the actual box spawning. It can spawn up in here, and I just saw it once and never saw it again. But I got footage for examples for all of the other places in the map that I've found. But there are only 3 places in these missile silos where boxes can spawn. So I'm not sure that it is necessarily worth your time to drive up in here to look for these mere 3 possible spawn points. As far as I know, there are only 3 possible spots, whereas one of the container spawn rooms, each room has like 11 spots where it could probably spawn. So, but this is your first container room, and then after that is your first cave. And then there's this ledge up here that has a few places where it can spawn against this building on this side. I don't think it ever spawns on the other side, but as you can see, there are 3 spots on the left, middle, and right of the ledge when you're looking at it. It can spawn on that rock, so here's an example of that box on the rock right behind the ledge, and then the cave underneath that. And then you cross the building. As far as I know, there are no other ones that can spawn on the top. So there's one straight across here, and then just to the left of that is another room. And so from here, we'll go over to this other spawn room. And then here we come to this complex with the satellite dishes and so on and so forth. And so inside here there's a spawn room. And then outside that there's one on top of this building up here, and we'll show an example of that box. And then beyond that there's one that can spawn right here next to this pike, and then on the other side of the pike as well. And then going up through the complex, there's one that can spawn right here that I know of. And behind this box, there's one that can spawn. So I'll show you an example of that. And then beneath us, there is a spawn room. So you'll go in there and find that spawn room. And then underneath the spawn room, there's actually a spot where I saw it spawn once. I don't know if it's worth it to try to look up in here, but I've got an example of it in this footage. And then the final cave, final spawn cave. And then from there, we go around. As far as I know, there's not any around that area. But this is the final box spawn room. But that is the complete circuit that I like to do for this area to farm on the moon. So realize that this is probably not for people who have reached level 20 or beyond. It's sort of for levels, I don't know, 9 through 13 probably. because I think once you get higher up, the chances of items spawning in these boxes falls. So you still get a bit of glimmer and a few items here and there that may or may not be appropriate to your level. But I think what this is best for is really if you're trying to farm helium filaments to earn glimmer that way. And so especially if you're the right level, you can pick up a lot of helium filaments this way. I've seen, when I was a level 11, I think I've seen 11 filaments in one box, in one chest, and that's the rarer chest that has other nice things in it too. But yeah, and so again, I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain that the chance for good things to spawn falls when you're higher level in this area. So I'm going to leave you with this bit of footage that remains of me completing this loop, and I appreciate you watching and hope you enjoy it. And feel free to comment and say if I'm missing some boxes, because I'm certain that I did not find all of the possible places. I would just have to look in random places over and over again to find everything in this area. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good Destiny time. Happiness.